Okay.
Okay. That broadcast never happened. Okay. And we're gonna erase it. All right. So welcome to the second BWH Regular Guy Show. This has been a complete debacle and shit show. The whatever it's called, Google Hangout. You can't fucking hang out with anyone. So actually, this works really well, and we just do this.
It's a million times better.
Yeah, it's a million times better. Okay, and then we can do like this and give them a close up. Fuck yeah! All right, life is good. Yeah. All right. So, did you erase the other one?
Yeah, I'll go erase the other one.
Yeah, go erase the other one. All right. So, all right, Hunter. First, before I start out, I got to give my my sports thing, and the Cavaliers beat the Warriors yesterday, so the Warriors did not sweep. And they did not become the first team in NBA history to win. Oh, there's Puggles in the background. There's girlfriend right there sleeping during the show. Okay, and so when you're at the office or wherever you are and you don't know anything about sports, now you can chime in and say something. Damn, the Warriors didn't sweep. And it makes you feel like you know something. And then you were saying that LeBron James did what?
You know what? Let's just go ahead and strike what I said. Never mind.
Okay, but
Mets won today. How about that? Go Mets. Go Mets.
Let me ask you something about LeBron James, though. Okay.
Yeah. You just paused the FaceTime.
Oh, I did. Okay. Let me see here.
I'm back.
Okay. Do you think that he's the best basketball player of all time, or the most talented basketball player of all time?
I think poor LeBron is way more magic than Michael Jordan. But because Michael went 6 for 6 for the titles, he's got to climb that mountain for the rest of his life.
And now he's going to be what, like 3 and 5, even though he's gone the last 8 years in a row. But
last 7.
Right. Okay. So do you think the fact that LeBron is going to be like 3 and 7 maybe in finals is going to affect that we think he's the best player ever? Or do you think he's the best player ever?
I think that it's all about mythology, and it's going to take time. We're not going to appreciate LeBron now for like 20 years from now.
Right.
And then we start comparing people to LeBron. The thing about Michael, he didn't play with Twitter, where people were dissecting and watching every shot. His whole career is now just highlight reels. People think he's never missed a shot.
Yeah, that's true, because back when Michael played, you only saw a game once a week, and it might not have been them. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's a good point. Oh,
I think LeBron's been too criticized.
Okay. All right. See, now that's food for thought for everyone who doesn't know anyone about sports. Now you can talk at the water cooler, And then another question I want to ask you, which I wasn't asking before, is you're from Colorado.
I'm from Colorado, yeah.
It seems like all the best actors are from Colorado.
You know what? There's something in the water there.
So how did you?
Littleton, right?
I'm from Littleton. Yeah, where are you from?
Greenwood Village.
Where's that?
You know where Cherry Creek?
Oh, you're a rich kid. You're a rich kid.
Middle class.
No, you're not middle class if you lived in Cherry Creek. You're playing lacrosse, huh?
Come on. I picked it up in the theater department. There's no athletics in my family.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, I went to private school. Whatever.
What school did you go to? Regis?
No, I went to Denver Academy. It's a school for kids with learning differences.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm pretty dyslexic and ADD, so they.
Oh, so do you have a hard time learning lines and stuff?
Yeah. Learning lines is tough.
Yeah.
It takes me a while.
Do you find that you learn? Do you find that you learn lines like more once you know emotionally and the connection, what's going on?
Yeah, and I have to do something physically to get it into my body. So a lot of time I'll do like push-ups or like squats when I'm trying to learn lines. I
usually walk. When I was doing Orange, I would walk around Astoria and run lines with Geo, like on my headphones.
You're a pacer on set. You walk around like a bull that's about to be let loose.
Really?
Pace everywhere and kind of mutter to yourself before you get ready to go in. So that doesn't surprise me.
That's so funny because when I was shooting this pilot, the creator told me, she said, you come and you say hello to everyone, and then once you're shooting, between takes, you just walk around and stay to yourself.
Yeah, you kind of pace, you get in the zone. I like that though. That was one of the things that really drew me to you. I was like, oh, this is a guy that's cut from the same cloth as me. He's like got that work ethic. You can tell that this is what he's about with his life, and it's in every ounce of his being. And I'm just like, oh yeah.
You know what? It's the only thing that I'm good at. Like, I feel like, you know, I've failed in everything else, you know, life, relationships, whatever, you know what I mean? And I feel like that's the thing that I can control. And it's like, I don't get nervous. You know what I mean? I'll get nervous like if it's like a network test and I'm about to try to make a bunch of money or something. You know what I mean? But like to go to the set, I've never been nervous on a set.
Well, you know what? Like, I find going to sets way less nerve-wracking than auditions.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
And you think they would be counterintuitive because you're there and you can literally see all the money that's being spent, and you're like, oh, I better not mess up.
Well, we're going to wait. We're jumping around. This is a terrible interview, but remember, we're not going to use any names, but you remember when someone came and
the scene looks great.
Oh, I didn't see it. Okay. So someone came and they couldn't say that scene looks great.
Yeah, I was shocked. They cut it together great. Yeah.
Oh wow. Because someone came to do a guest star and it was going to be recurring and they couldn't remember their lines and they got really nervous and we were trying to help them so much, you know. I went up to him and I said, hey, it's just been the master. Like, you're cool. Just say the words, you know? So yeah. Okay. So anyway,
pressure's on, man.
Yeah.
You know, it's especially when you're just starting out. Like Orange for me was my first reoccurring. So you know, in the back of your mind, you're like, this is my lottery ticket. How do I not mess this up? This has to be the thing that makes me a working actor. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So you heap all that extra pressure on yourself instead of like going, oh wait, what's this scene about?
Yeah.
And whenever I start like getting that daydreaming and start worrying about, you know, the future or what this role could do for me, I'm way off base. I have to get back just to the ABCs. Like, who am I? Who am I talking to? What am I doing? Like, just
and you learn like, hey, nothing is like, it's a marathon, you know, and nothing is your big, it seems like nothing is your big break and nothing is the thing that killed you. You just got to keep doing it every year, you know?
Yeah, it's just, and you think it's going to be one thing. Like, you hear big break and you think it's one thing and it's days, it's moments. It's a marathon, like you said.
All right, so tell me just a little bit about your experience on Orange. If this was like, have you had jobs before this one, like on TV?
Yeah. You know, I had done a bunch of co-stars, and I'd done like 2 guest stars on episodics here in New York, and then.
So for everyone, like a co-star is like when you have a couple lines, it's a smaller role, and a guest star is
under 5 lines.
Yeah, and the guest star is a bigger role. All right, so you get this guest star on Orange, and they say it's going to be a few episodes, right? Mm-hmm. And so when you get there, and the first scene you shot was episode 2 on the hill.
Yep.
Which you told me you were nervous and you didn't know how you did. You were fucking awesome.
Just trying not to shit my pants. Remember the words. Like, that's all I'm doing. And then you show up, and I had just like watched over that weekend. I'd watched all season 4, and so I had become really familiar with you. And it's like, oh shit, okay, oh shit. And then you show up, and you're not a small guy. So it's like, oh, I just hope he's not a dick. And you were really nice, and you were a lot of fun, and I learned so much watching you that first day.
Well, that's I don't know. That's really nice, but what?
I have specifics.
Okay.
All right. I don't know if you remember. So we had you pull up in the car, and then we had like a walk and talk where we go into the prison,
right,
to the door.
And did that make it into the show?
What's that?
Was that on the show?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all in there.
Okay.
And so we walk in there, and then you have a line to Blanca.
Mm-hmm.
And then I said something to you, and you turn around, and on the show it looks great, look scary and mean. It's awesome. But when we were doing the close-ups for that shot, you turned around and you weren't looking at me. You knew automatically that your eye line had to be different than my face to make the shot work.
Mm-hmm.
And so you told me, she's like, is there any way you can just close your eyes while I do this line? Because if your eyes are open, I'm going to look at you.
Okay, yeah.
And it blew my mind. I was like, how long do you have to be on set? Like, how many times do you have to do this to just know that without anybody having, like, the director didn't tell you about your eye line, you just knew it. And then you're such a giving actor that if I'm looking at you, you're going to give to me. So you have to kind of ask me to adjust. And it blew my mind. and then like an hour later, we were shooting the thing with you and Red between the glass where he holds up the picture.
Yeah.
And you guys did that about like 4 or 5 different takes, and she came in with something really different each time. And then as soon as we got done, Kate was just like, there's a few different ones for you to play with, and like walked away like a pro. And it was such a lesson to learn, because you're like, oh, she gave the editor so many options, and the director, and for however they want to piece the episode and tell the story.
Yeah.
She knows what she's doing, so she can mix it up. Like, it was the amount of freedom I saw in her work. It just knocked me on my ass, and I was just like,
well, that's what's so cool about you, is you're so into it. You're so into it. Well, let me tell you something. The first movie I ever did, this movie, Mr. Wrong, I had just been in acting class for like 6 months or something, and that's all I had ever done. And so they came up to me and said, okay, your eye line for the shot is right here. And I go, okay. I don't know what the fuck the guy's talking about. You know what I mean? and so then, so we do the scene, and I, do the scene, and they go, did you not hear me? Your eye line's over here. And I'm like, oh, eye line. You know what I mean? So on my first job, I was much, much worse off than you were. It wasn't your first job, but you know what I'm saying?
But you know what? It's true. Like, no one really teaches you how to work on sets. You go to acting classes, you do scene study, and you learn about like objectives and intentions and character and script analysis. But then you get on set, and no one's like, all right, you're gonna have to walk, and you're gonna have to hit this mark, you're gonna have to say your line today, you're gonna have to cheat at, like, there's so much different stuff you don't learn until you're on it.
Right.
Dude, I got some people were asking questions online.
Okay.
And one of the questions, we got one of the questions to both Hunter and Brad was, what was it like being like 2 guys working on a show that's mostly women?
It's amazing. Those gals. Sorry.
No, you go. You go.
It's awesome. Those women are some of the most talented actors I've ever been around. Later in the season, I did scenes with Elizabeth Rodriguez, who I'd seen on Broadway.
Yeah.
A complete beast.
Yeah.
And
I remember you telling me about that.
And then I had to play tennis with her. Holy moly! Like that was for me was like a holy shit. I have to step my game up because
you might get embarrassed. Yeah. I mean, that's hey, as an actor, and I remember you telling me about her. Like, if people know, that fucker's coming today, so I better be on my shit. I remember I did a movie, that Oliver Stone directed, World Trade Center, and he would ask you like all these questions every day about your character and all this stuff, and so you'd be running every scenario and all these things, and it's like,
you better have fucking answers,
right? And so after a while, you go, I better have fucking answers for myself. You know what I mean? instead of for him.
It becomes easier to do the work than to fake doing the work.
Yeah, it's fun to do the work. It's fun to do it. But I don't have my answer to his question is like I never even thought of it like that as like women or men because they were just great actors, and it was just it was just I always say it was the most rewarding experience of my life, just the acting part of it.
I got two more questions for you. Got a lot of people were asking questions. For Hunter, what was your favorite scene to film?
Okay, let him say that one. Probably with.
It was. I loved everything me and Brad did.
No, it was the other one you told me. Yeah,
Elizabeth.
with Elizabeth. Yeah.
It was the first take. I was supposed to stop her from entering somewhere, and she just blew right past me because I was waiting for her to stop instead of making her stop because she's a goddamn pro.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's gonna do the truth of her scene, no matter what.
Yeah.
She's not gonna wait for me.
Yeah. I remember you telling me about that. You were pumped about that. Okay, another question.
Brad, do you think Piscatella was a good guy that turned bad due to circumstances, or was he just an asshole?
Well, he was never an asshole. I think that he was, he grew up in a family where his mom didn't support him, and he didn't feel like he could be himself. And he tried to, so he had those issues, and then the stuff that happened with, basically the love of his life. Hurt him. So I think that I don't think he was an asshole at all. And I think that, if you watch the show, I think, the second to last scene that he's in, you'll see maybe a transformation back to his old self. And I think that he has a good heart.
All right. This is another question for both you guys. What's next on the horizon for you? Hunter or Brad?
Do you have a job, Hunter?
Back to do season 6.
Yeah, that's awesome.
There you go.
And I have a movie called Bright, which is a Netflix movie with Will Smith that David Ayer wrote and directed. Oh no, he didn't write it. Max Landis wrote it, but David Ayer directed it. What else, Hunter? What else did you get out of this season?
I got to do what I love, and I got to finally feel like I belonged there. You know what I mean? I think when you're trying to make it as an actor, there's like kind of an invisible, the glass ceiling kind of thing, and you think that the people that are on the other side know something that you don't know, or are way more talented than you could ever be, or that they know some secret. And then being on set with you guys showed me that, first of all, that you're all just people.
That's funny. Someone commented yesterday. He goes, and I'm definitely not a celebrity, but they send this comment. Goes, I saw that celebrities are people too. I'm like, it's just a bunch of people doing their jobs, and they're lucky that they get to do them. Yeah.
But there's no magic to it. It's just like show up, do the work, and be a part of. I don't know. It demystified the whole thing for me.
Yeah.
We got one more question for Hunter.
Hunter,
what was it like filming in the porta potties?
What's that?
What was it like filming in the porta potties?
I don't think I had a porta potty scene.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think you did. Yeah, just like yesterday, they asked me if I was naked, but I think that was Big Mike that was naked, not me.
Mike,
yeah.
Who was the biggest prankster on the set?
There's no pranksters on the set. That's when people say people are pranksters on the. We're doing a show and they were pranking me. Like, I hate that shit. Like, I go there to work.
Yeah, I found it to be there's a lot of camaraderie.
Yeah.
But
yeah, like Hunter's gonna come. We're gonna go into prison, and then someone's gonna drop a water balloon on it. Come on, we're doing we're fucking like we're living as these people,
Well, and then just imagine like the people that gotta clean that up. Like now I gotta take my wardrobe over.
Yeah.
And get it dry. Like it's a pain in the ass Thanks for
Yeah.
everybody.
I remember one thing that was that made me think, am I over the top or whatever? 'Cause do you remember when we were shooting that scene with Red at the door and you're like, your hand is bleeding. Do you remember that?
Yeah, man, that's fucking metal.
Because I was punching the thing, and you're like, you're gonna keep punching that? I'm like, yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
About that, man.
Any other questions?
A lot of people are just saying you guys are, fun watching it. You guys seem genuine and nice and very cool.
Well, see, I liked him because he was into it, and I liked him because he was like, wasn't asking. And no offense to the person about the pranksters, but like he was into it, and I really liked that. And we got to the point where, if he had an audition, I would run it with him for other shows and stuff like that. So it was really fun.
Well, there was a kinship to kind of a recognition of like you're after the same things that I am, and there was just kind of that recognition of like there's no plan B for you. This is your passion, and I want to be around people that are passionate about doing this.
Yeah, and he made me want to like talk to him, which I use. Most people don't. You know what I mean?
But you know what, man? It really translates on screen. You can really see that Ricky and Desi have a relationship.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You remember when I had to shave my beard and they added that line? And this is funny because I say to him, I shaved it so they wouldn't have anything to grab onto. And I didn't grab your goatee until the last take. I haven't seen the show. I don't know what they use, but I think, because you have to get up at 4 a.m. and go to 96th and Broadway and take a fucking van to wherever. And, I think I was just woke up, it was like 8 o'clock and I woke. Yeah. Yeah.
A ton of those. You're just like,
yeah. Yeah.
It's on there. It's on there.
Yeah. I mean, we would talk about, the scene or run it or not run it, but we would do stuff in between,
Yeah.
You remember when
we were like wanting to try things before, and that was really fun. That like also knowing that it's not a finished product, like you're still working on it. Every day, or you're still finding things, and there's still a lot of room for exploration. And
but meanwhile, you might only have 2 or 3 takes, and meanwhile, then you're getting technical direction about where you're supposed to like put your foot and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Any other questions?
Yeah, there was a good one I liked here. It was how has filming Orange changed your lives?
Well, it's changed my life. Well, because like I just walking through the parking lot at the grocery store, like people stop me, which is really nice. I mean, it's just changed my life. I just feel like I've been acting for 20 some years, and I feel like the most people have seen me do this show. So I feel like it's nice to have people actually, I mean, don't sound weird, but like recognize my work,
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And how about you?
I think it's just been a tremendous amount of growth for me, both personally and in my career. I'm a stronger actor. I am today than I was day one. I just learned so much. That was going to school every day, and I fucking loved it.
Yeah. Let me ask you a personal question because I'm fighting this battle. When did you give up on your hair? Because look, I swirl mine. No, because look, mine is like a swirl. It's like, and then there's the power, like, mine is, with them painting my hair on, they painted the sides on. Yeah.
I used to do paint. I fought a fight for a while.
Yeah.
And then like it got to the point like go to audition.
Hold on, we lost him.
We'll call him back.
This really worked well.
Yeah, it worked much better than the Google Hangouts.
You were going to the auditions, and then what happened?
Oh, like turn my head a certain amount, or you could like see. Like I got so worked up about it, but what ultimately ended up happening is a friend of mine wrote a play and wrote a role for me in it as a skinhead, and so we produced the play. And I told my agent and manager, I was like, "Hey, I'm gonna shave my head for this," and my manager was like, "No, you're fucking not." And I said, "You're not my real mom," and so I shaved my head. And then the first audition I went on for afterwards, I booked. It was like a TV gig for a CBS show called Hostages. And then after that, she was like, "Well, why don't you just keep it for a little bit?" And I started booking a little more work. So then I was like, "All right, man, I'm just gonna go for it." And it was a struggle for about a year, like just because it's a completely new identity. You look in the mirror every day, you get familiar with the face, and then you're like, "Oh, this is all different now."
Like when I had to shave my face, I was
the best thing that's ever happened to me.
When I had to shave my face, I was depressed for like a month. Like remember that? I was pouting about it.
You looked like you were like 5 years old.
I kept that beard. I shaved it because I had to shave it to do the mold casting to be an orc for Bright. And I shaved it, and I wanted them to make to make a fake beard out of it, and they didn't want to. So my worst story is like I put powder in my hair for a audition, and then it was hot in there, and I was sweating. And when I went to the bathroom afterwards, I saw like all the like brown shit coming down my face that was shown during the audition. So that's when I gave up.
Keep your hair, so we don't end up going into the same bald guy.
Well, buddy, thanks for being on the show. I'm sorry this was another shit show, but they're not going to see.
No, we deleted the bad show.
We deleted the shit show. Okay, good. And you are you're super talented, but you're also such a hard worker and so into it. And seriously, it was an honor to work with you, and it inspired me, to be excited to learn and get better every day. Like, I really appreciate you.
Hey, Brad, it's been the greatest pleasure of my life getting to work with you, and now like our friendship that we've been building has been so wonderful, and I'm so grateful. So thank you.
All right, thank you, buddy, and good luck shooting this season. All right,
bye, Hunter.
Bye, Hunter. Yep. All right, I almost lost my shit today.
It ended up.
I know.
Well, the first 10 minutes of the show was terrible.
I
have a race that one that was lucky enough to watch that, where you were just talking to nobody. Spawn back. That was great.
Oh man,
that was fantastic.
Any other callers, but
and send us emails. They had to use the iPhone today.
Just use the iPhone for a while. I don't know.
And we'll figure it out. And I try and answer these questions as people pop up. It's a lot of activity on the comments and the questions today. So it's kind of cool.
Is there anyone who was really serious? Like, is it okay if we shut the show now, or do we need to answer something?
I mean, we answered a lot of the questions. Okay. Yeah.
All right. So listen, tomorrow we will not have a show because Piscatella will be going to the Pride parade in Los Angeles. So that tomorrow. So we will have a show on. And
we'll figure
it out. So as far as asking
most of you.
Okay, so if I put, because she said what I sent a question, and I was sitting in the park. So I'm sorry about that. So that ended up being a really good show, and he's so.
I don't think so. Thanks everybody for watching.
Yeah, thank you, and sorry about the snafus. And let's just get a shot move for a second and see Mr. Poggles. He was not too into the show today. All right, thank you guys. Appreciate it. I will see you Monday, and I think we'll figure this shit out.
We'll try.
And I don't have the Henry's hard soda, but I'm gonna go drink a couple right now. All right, bye.